1,259 articles in English, 484 in Spanish, 193 in French. AI News Social gathered 6,757 articles this week from 18 countries. After evaluation, we kept 1,937. This is what higher education is saying about artificial intelligence. And already, in our very first week of listening, something curious emerges. Over 1,000 articles about education policy, nearly 400 on social implications, 352 on AI literacy. But here's what caught our attention: a fundamental tension hiding in plain sight. Universities worldwide are talking about control, but they can't agree on who should have it. In over 1,000 education articles, AI News Social found a pattern we're calling reactive control versus transformative co-design. On one side, institutions racing to build walls, policies, detection tools, boundaries. On the other, voices asking whether universities should be designing with AI, not just defending against it. The semantic space visualization maps this split beautifully. Two distinct clusters that rarely speak to each other. And here's what's worth exploring. The reactive voices are loud, institutional, well-funded. The transformative voices? Scattered, often from individual faculty, sometimes from unexpected corners of Latin America and Europe. This is a baseline. We'll be watching whether these clusters drift closer or further apart. Across nearly 400 social aspects articles, one theme refuses to stay in its category: algorithmic bias. It appears in education discussions, in economic policy debates, in workforce conversations. AI News Social tracked this thread weaving through every domain we cover and found something worth noting. The conversation about bias is happening everywhere, but the solutions being proposed? They're fragmented, siloed, as if each field believes its bias problem is unique. The contradiction map shows this clearly. Education researchers discussing fairness in admissions algorithms, completely disconnected from social scientists examining the same mathematical phenomena in hiring systems. Same crisis. Parallel conversations. No bridge between them. 352 articles on AI literacy, 176 on AI tools, and running through both, a tension that Alvin Toffler might have predicted decades ago: the race between efficiency and equity. Universities are being promised faster grading, streamlined administration, personalized learning at scale. But AI News Social found something in the spaces between these promises. Almost no conversation about who gets left behind when we optimize. The thematic network visualization reveals this gap: dense clusters around productivity and innovation, thin threads connecting to accessibility, inclusion, well-being. This isn't a finding about the technology. It's a finding about what higher education chooses to discuss and what it chooses to defer. Here's something we'll be tracking: 484 Spanish-language articles, many from Latin America, Spain, and parts of the Caribbean. They're not having the same conversation as the 1,200 English-language pieces dominated by North American and British sources. The perspective clustering visualization shows distinct geographic groupings, different concerns, different framings, different silences. French-language sources from Quebec, France, and West Africa add another layer. This is our baseline. Week 1. We don't yet know if these geographic patterns represent genuine regional differences in how higher education approaches AI, or simply who has the loudest microphone. That's what the coming weeks will reveal. This is week 1. Everything we've shared is a beginning, not a conclusion. The semantic spaces, the contradiction maps, the perspective clusters, they're all waiting in the full report, along with 1,937 articles worth exploring. AI News Social will be here next week, watching whether the control paradox deepens or resolves, whether the bias conversations find each other, whether geographic divides narrow or widen. The patterns are just starting to emerge. Come see what we found.